Counter-Strike Global Offensive has been the best FPS esports game out there for almost 10 years now. Other games have tried to dethrone it, but all of them have failed until one little small studio called Riot Games that developed a little tiny game called League of Legends. They did their own take of Search and Destroy, the mode that Counter-Strike made so popular, and it's called VALORANT. This video is about why I think VALORANT is about to dethrone Counter-Strike as the best esports game out there if Valve doesn't do anything with its game. Now, I'm no stranger to the topic, okay? I've played a lot of hours on CSGO and I have a lot more hours on VALORANT. But I know these two games very well, I know their mechanics, I know how to play them, and I'm decent at them, okay? I'm platinum on VALORANT and I don't know which rank am I on Counter-Strike, but I still play both of them, although I play more VALORANT. Here's why. But I'm gonna be fair on this video, okay? Because I'm gonna talk about good things of VALORANT and bad things of it, good things of Counter-Strike and bad things of it, and what I think VALORANT and Counter-Strike can do both to improve their games and have a good competition between them. So first, we're gonna start with the good things that VALORANT has that Counter-Strike doesn't have and should have. First of all, the aspect of the game, like just the view, just like how you look at the game. The game is more colorful, the game looks more fun, which makes it also easier to look at enemies. They don't blend in the map. The color schemes of the agents are made for them to not blend in the map. Everything looks perfect, everything looks nice, everything is nice to the eyes, and I think that's something that Counter-Strike doesn't have, because all of the maps are kind of gray and dark, and the terrorists and the counter-terrorists have a dark color scheme, which make it harder to find them in the map. Now, things like smokes and mollies and flashes are easier to use in VALORANT than they are on Counter-Strike, because in VALORANT you literally have to just point and click where you want the smokes to go. Like for example, in Brimstone you open like a pad and start clicking on the map. On Astra you go in astral form and start clicking also on the map, and this makes it easier for other players, for lower players that don't have any idea how to use smokes, learn them a little bit faster. And I think that's a good thing, because in Counter-Strike you have to do weird lineups for them to land wrong. And I think that's why VALORANT has better utility, in my opinion. Other may disagree, other may not like abilities at all, but I think they are good, and I think they make VALORANT what it is, obviously, and I just think that makes it better than CSGO. Another thing that VALORANT has that Counter-Strike should have is the developer support. VALORANT gets weekly updates with new skins and patches for balancing and map balancing and everything else that Counter-Strike doesn't have, and they do have it, but they only get that like once every 2 months. And I think Valve should really step it up, because they really don't look like they care about the games, because look what happened to Team Fortress 2. It's abandoned, it's dead. Counter-Strike is still alive, but it still doesn't get as many updates as VALORANT does. Next up is the ranking system. The ranking system in VALORANT is so simple. Like if you win, you get points. If you win but you didn't do well, you get less points but you still get points. If you lost, you lose a lot of points, and if you lost but you did well, you don't lose as much points. You only have like 3 levels per rank, and it's super simple to rank up and understand how you're doing. On CSGO, I don't even understand how the ranking system works. There's a lot of ranks, and I just think CSGO should implement like this point system, because it doesn't really make any sense to me. Another thing that VALORANT has, and it's way better, is the skins. The skins are beautiful on VALORANT. They sound so cool, they look so cool, they have finishers, they have kill effects, and on CSGO you only have a painting on a gun that you already know. So they don't change the form of the gun, the shape. They still look the same, and I know it's to match the aesthetic of the game, but man, compared to VALORANT skins, they honestly look really bad. Okay, so we're done with VALORANT. Now we're gonna go with the good things that Counter-Strike has that VALORANT should have. Now, the first thing that Counter-Strike does better than VALORANT is the spray system. In Counter-Strike you have a certain spray system that it's always gonna be the same, so you can control it easier. In Valorant you have a spray system that goes the same until it goes fully on top and it starts going RNG. So you shoot the gun and it starts going up, and when it goes fully up, it's up to lock. In Counter-Strike you don't have this. You can control it better and you can learn the spray pattern, while in Valorant you can learn it to a certain point. Okay, so next up is the Steam Workshop. The Steam Workshop is the best because it lets the community do their own game modes and do their own maps, and it's just amazing. And can you do this in Valorant? No, you can't, okay? I just think the Steam Workshop lets the community do their own games and makes it so they don't depend as much on the updates, and I think that Valorant should have something like this in the future. CSGO has a replay system, which is just something that Valorant, I don't understand why Valorant doesn't have this. You know how many panoramic shots I try to get? You can't. Like, you can, but you need a friend, because you can get into a custom match and the friend, and you get into spectator mode, and you can now actually record something. In CSGO this isn't necessary. You can just go into replay mode and record what you want. I don't understand why Valorant doesn't have this yet. The Counter-Strike maps are better than they are on Valorant. It happens to me that I get into a ranked match in Valorant and I get fractured.
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
And everyone is like, no, please no. In CSGO this doesn't happen because you can pick which map to play. Sure, the queue times may be longer, but you are certain that you're gonna play the map you want. And I think that's just something that Valorant should have and should add as soon as possible, because I hate fracture. Remove that map, please. Okay, so far I've listed both of the pros of these games, but I haven't listed the cons. And the cons are as simple as this. Valorant has good things that Counter-Strike doesn't have, and Counter-Strike has good things that Valorant doesn't have. If they complement each other, it will be the best game ever, and that's it. But that won't happen. So for now, I think Valorant is the best FPS esports game out there. It has more viewers, which doesn't really make the case if it's better or not, but it's more popular. Maybe Counter-Strike has more players, but I think the reason why Valorant is so popular is because it's just better to watch and better to play. And I think Counter-Strike should do a new game. CS Global Offensive has been around for almost 10 years, and I think it's time for a change. They have adapted to Valorant, but I think if they really want to make a fair competition, they should really do a new game that will stomp on Valorant. Because I know they have the resources, they have been around for almost 20 years or more, and CS is something that will never leave, and I think it's time for them to make a new game and stomp on Valorant and actually prove who's the veteran in here. So I hope you guys like this video. This is the end of the video. If you liked it, please click on the like button and actually subscribe, please. If you didn't like it, well, tell me in the comments, please, because I want to know what I did wrong. I know these videos aren't perfect, but I still try to make them better each time. I know last video wasn't the best.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
I actually didn't like it a lot. So yeah, tell me in the comments what do you want to see, and next video will probably be a Valorant montage, because these videos are super tiring to make and I want to take a little bit more chill. Still, there will be more of these videos, so yeah, that will be it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So bye bye.